For most of your life, you were probably told to calm down, to stop overthinking, to stop taking things so personally, to stop reacting so deeply. Maybe you were labeled too emotional, too sensitive, too intense. And after hearing that enough times, you did what most people do. You tried to become smaller. You learned how to hide your reactions. You learned how to downplay your feelings. You learned how to survive in a world that felt sharp around the edges. But here's the truth most people never hear. Nothing is wrong with you. What you're experiencing isn't weakness. It's not immaturity. It's not lack of resilience. It's a specific nervous system design. And once you understand it, your entire life starts to make sense. There is a group of people, roughly 1 in 5, whose brains process the world differently. Not louder emotions, not fragile emotions, deeper processing. You don't just notice what's happening, you absorb it. A tone shift in someone's voice, a mood change in a room, the emotional weight behind words that weren't even spoken. You don't just hear noise, you feel it. You don't just see beauty, you're moved by it. And because of that, the world feels exhausting in a way most people can't understand. To understand why this trait exists, we have to zoom out. Far before cities, before phones, before constant noise. Early human groups needed different types of nervous systems to survive. Most people were built for action, fast response, low sensitivity, high endurance. They could move quickly, eat almost anything, sleep anywhere. They were essential. But a group made entirely of those people wouldn't last. Someone had to notice when the environment subtly changed, when the wind shifted, when the forest suddenly went quiet, when something felt wrong before it became obvious. That was your role. Your nervous system evolved to detect nuance. You were designed to pick up signals others missed. That sensitivity kept people alive.
The problem isn't your wiring. The problem is the environment you're living in. Your nervous system was built for high-importance, low-volume input. One sound mattered. One emotional shift mattered. One change mattered. But now, you live in constant stimulation. Traffic, screens, notifications, crowded rooms, open offices, news cycles filled with fear. Your system never gets a break. It's like revving a high-performance engine all day without letting it idle. Eventually, it doesn't explode, it just quietly drains. That's why you feel tired even when you've done nothing. That's why rest doesn't always restore you. That's why motivation disappears without warning. It's not burnout from effort, it's overload from input. Here's where most people get it wrong. They try to toughen up. They tell you to push through, to grow thicker skin, to desensitize yourself. But you don't fix a sensitive instrument by hitting it harder. You fix it by changing the conditions it operates in. Instead of becoming tougher, you need a better container. You need an environment that supports your nervous system instead of fighting it. Let's talk about the body first. Your nervous system consumes sensory input the same way your body consumes food. And right now, most of what you're consuming is junk. Noise, harsh lighting, emotional intensity, digital pressure. No wonder you crash. One of the most powerful changes you can make is reducing unnecessary sensory drain. If your environment is loud, protecting your hearing isn't weakness, it's intelligence. Noise-canceling headphones aren't indulgence, they're boundaries. Quiet isn't emptiness for you, it's fuel. You also need places where your system can reset. Not escape forever, just pause. A car, a stairwell, a quiet room, even a bathroom stall. 5 minutes of stillness without scrolling can reset your baseline. That's not avoidance, that's maintenance. But blocking noise isn't enough. You also need to feed your senses intentionally. For people like you, beauty isn't optional. It's regulatory. Natural light, trees, textures that feel good on your skin, sounds that are steady and predictable. These signals tell your nervous system, you're safe. And safety is what restores energy. Without it, your system stays alert even when nothing is happening. That's exhausting. Now let's talk about the emotional side, where most damage happens. You feel other people's emotions inside your own body. When someone walks into a room anxious, your chest tightens. When someone is upset, your mood shifts. When someone is overwhelmed, you absorb it. That doesn't make you weak. It means your emotional radar is always on. But radar without boundaries burns out the operator. The key distinction you need to learn is this: empathy is not the same as compassion. Empathy means you feel what others feel. Compassion means you care without drowning in it. You don't need to carry emotions to help, you need to stay grounded. A simple internal boundary changes everything. I can see this, but it doesn't belong to me. That single thought can stop emotional flooding before it starts. Another pattern that drains you is how hard it is to say no. You feel the disappointment before the words even leave your mouth. You sense the emotional reaction instantly. And to avoid that discomfort, you agree. Again, and again, and again, until you're depleted. You don't need to become colder, you need time. Your nervous system processes deeply. That means decisions take more energy. So your new default response isn't yes or no. It's, let me think about it and get back to you. That pause protects you. It lets logic catch up to emotion. It lets you check your capacity before committing. That single sentence can change your entire life. Here's the truth most people never say out loud. The modern world is not built for you. It rewards speed over depth, noise over nuance, reaction over reflection. So if you try to live on autopilot, you'll burn out. But when you become intentional, when you design your environment, your inputs, and your boundaries, something powerful happens. You don't just survive, you thrive in ways others can't. Your creativity deepens, your insight sharpens, your emotional intelligence becomes an asset, not a burden. You don't become less sensitive, you become properly supported. And in the right conditions, that sensitivity turns into clarity, creativity, and quiet strength. You don't need to change who you are, you need to change the system around you. Start small, protect your senses, create pauses, feed beauty, set boundaries, build your greenhouse. Because when you do, you don't just cope with the world, you offer something it desperately needs.